Economic democracy is the idea, and I don't know if we talked about this at all. For me, at
Not
least,
really.
economic democracy is, it's in my opinion, like the core tenet of socialism. It's the idea, and it's not even really my opinion. That's more or less. It's the idea that you have control over your. Think of you being able to elect people in your workforce the same way you can politicians.
Okay.
Think of the idea that,
That's
like,
like
you
that's
have a
like
really
unions.
shitty boss and everyone hates them and you guys can vote him out.
That's like unions on steroids.
That's yes. That's why the formation of unions in this country, there was a huge collaboration with anarchists and socialists and other affiliated groups to start unions in this country. They were a huge part of fighting for labor rights during the Industrial Revolution. Like one of the most prolific anarchists was booted out of this country because she almost got someone in this city killed, or tried to. She was an associate. She didn't actually. You know who Henry Clay Frick is.
Uh, sounds familiar.
Henry Clay Frick was a captain of industry in either steel or coke or some Pittsburgh industry.
Oh, yeah.
Something relevant to the times.
Forgive me my lack of Pittsburgh knowledge.
And forgive me for not knowing exactly what he was responsible for. But he was some industry titan within that. He was, there's a lot of shit that is named after him in Pittsburgh. We'll put it that way.
I've seen the name. There's actually a couple things in my hometown named after him as well.
He was a very prominent entrepreneur, business owner, what have you, and a shitbag human being. As were Andrew Carnegie and
all of the big top people back
all
then.
the people that our city are named after were fucking shitheads.
Yeah.
The thing I'm proud of my city for is our history in the labor movement. It was pretty awesome. Where we beat the shit out of a bunch of Pinkertons. The Homestead riots, which Emma Goldman was involved in. Emma Goldman, who is one of the most prolific anarchists in history, especially one of the most prolific writers in anarchism, was there. And she and her partner, lover, whatever you want to call it at the time, conspired to fucking murder Henry Clay Frick and shot him in the face. And she got
okay, but
you know what? There's a certain point where I think that they did the movement a bit of harm, unfortunately. I think it's fucking awesome in retrospect. I think it's great, because fuck that guy. Like, things were a lot worse. Things were a lot worse for workers than they are now, even. Things are pretty bad here right now, but things were abysmal. These are disgusting people that allowed shit to be the way that it is in this country in the Industrial Revolution era. Like the idea that a incredibly dangerous job that could completely just leave you disabled for the rest of your living life, you just get thrown away. Like, you get hurt, you're not useful to them anymore, so fuck you, bye. Go be a fucking street urchin.
Yeah. Well, that's unfettered capitalism in its prime.
That's what we had. So these people weren't redeemable people. They were horrible. So it's not like I'm gonna be like, oh well, that was wrong. I just think
Mr. Frick.
I just think it may have hurt things optically for people fighting for labor rights, and it did hurt them a little bit, unfortunately. It did because people who aren't down with the cause, who were sympathetic up to that point, start to become less, start to be like, oh well, that's too far for me, and we do have to, unfortunately. I do say unfortunately, value their opinions, because they are most people. Most people
well,
aren't as involved as we are in this shit, and I don't know where the fuck I'm going in this game. I'm literally running in circles. So I apologize anyone who's watching this for the gameplay. Oh, there we are. Okay, now we're back on track.